Welcome to Mayflower Spotlights podcast. In this episode, we hear all about the exciting things coming up at Mayflower from CEO Michael Ockwell.
But I think, you look at it, we've got it in 27, we've got Back to the Future coming. Who would have thought that film would end up being a musical on stage?
And we go all regal with two queens from Six.
Yeah. But it's from their perspective, not his. So instead of history, it's
her
Herstory.
story.
Yeah. Iconic!
So, Michael, let's start with what's Mayflower's role within the community? Because it's much more than just putting on shows, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important that the community have a connection with the theatre. If you think about our building, it's 2,270 seats. It's so much bigger than just the direct 250,000 people that live in Southampton. So you need to engage with the community. So our job, I think, is actually to make people feel that they've got an opportunity to just escape from the challenges that we've got in life right now. But also it's not just what we put on stage, although that's important, that impact. It's the work that we can do in the communities that we serve as well. So our participation work, our engagement work is really important. And I think fundamentally what Mayflower means to this city is it's put us on the map. We are one of the largest regional theatres in the country, so there are shows coming here that wouldn't come to possibly other cities around our region. So we have a sense of civic pride in the fact that Miss Saigon wants to come to Southampton.
Yeah. Les
Miserables is going to come to South. Those big shows. So I think for me, it's about what we put on stage, but it's also then how we can bring the audiences into not just the theatre, but of course the studios as well, because of the different scale that we have. But also, I want people to feel inspired by the connection they have with us. And I genuinely think people do feel that connection because we allow people to kind of sit in a dark room for 2.5 hours and to forget about everything else that's going on out in that world. And let's be honest, it's a pretty tough world right now. So that's what I think we do. I think we offer escapism.
So you mention impact, participation, engagement, but what does that mean? What kind of impact do you have on the community? How do you engage the audience?
So I'll give you a statistic. Okay. In 2012, there were 365 people that took part in the participation work. So that is a workshop, a Q&A session, question and answer session after a show. Yeah. So that's work that you're doing that isn't show related.
And that's
365 people in 2012.
Yeah.
This year that we're in now, that will be about 35,000 people that will engage with us in a different activity. And that is the impact that we have. So what we've done is we've gone out into the communities and gone, right, how can we make the experience that you see in the theatre, how can we give you a deeper connection to it? Yeah. And the biggest one, of course, is by getting young people to appear on our stages.
Right.
So we have 150 young people that do our Summer Youth Project. We have 60 people that do our Christmas Youth Project. So giving those young people direct access to appear on the very same stages that the people they come and sit and watch. So the impact, I think, is massive. If you have and to be really clear, this isn't just about young people that want to go and have a career in theatre.
Right.
The impact I think we have is that theatre, that connectivity that you can have as a young person can inspire you, and it can give you so many life-affirming moments. But also it's about how you develop teamwork. It's about how you develop your own self-worth as well. And this moment in time with schools, where you don't get drama taught in schools any longer, we've kind of filled that void. I think that's where we've given people opportunities to come away and engage in their creative soul, because STEM is great, but actually it doesn't fuel the creative output of young people, I don't think. So I think that's the impact that we do, and the engagement, I say, is on a fundamental level, which isn't just going to see a show. It's about actually how you feel closer to that creative process.
Yeah.
And we've had a birth over the last 15 years in reality shows, isn't it? So you kind of see there is an aspiration to be something more than, what do people want to do? They want to go and be a singer, they want to be an artist, they want to perform.
Or they want to harness that creativity.
Yeah.
They see people up there. It's like you say, I remember going to see pantomime when I was little and thinking, I want to do that. Yeah. And actually, this is giving people the opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, and we have this thing we use now called most significant impact. So we look at those events that take place in the theatre and in the studios, and how have we impacted people, and we get feedback from it. We had one just amazing feedback from a young participant, actually a parent of a participant of Christmas Carol. So the studio show that we did at Christmas did phenomenally well. So the Christmas Carol is the best-selling show we've ever had in the 5 years at the studios. And that's a young people's community piece that has the biggest, that shows you the impact that we have. But anyway, this parent fed back saying, do you know what, it was so wonderful to see my teenagers smiling. And you kind of go, yeah, because this is the life that, I am so grateful that I'm not a teenager in this day and age, because the challenges that young people have now. So giving that escapism to actually put a smile on that young person's face, to feel, make them feel valued, feel part of a team. Those are that's the most significant impact, and that's the engagement that we do.
And I suppose it's them thinking, okay, this is what I'm worth.
Yeah.
It builds the confidence. It builds the, the social, because it's all about that, right?
Yeah.
It's all about, put your phone down.
Yeah.
Come and do this.
And the thing about it is, you also have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to the other 54 people on stage with you. Yeah. But also the massive responsibility you have is to the audience that are coming to watch you, because they're paying money to come and see you perform. So that's you see it for, pretty much Christmas Carol sold out, and you see on the curtain call those smiles.
Yes.
Where those kids go, yeah, we this is what we've done, and that's the immediate reaction that you have from an audience, and it's very visceral, I think, that reaction.
Yes. And I think that, and having been to see a Christmas Carol, at points I had tears in my eyes, and it's because you can see and you can feel how much confidence and how much energy they are giving to the audience. And the audience is, sending that energy straight back again. So, that's where it becomes, the community piece, because it's all encompassing. Everybody's in there. Everybody's getting so much from it.
Yeah, and the flip side of that, of course, is in the same period we have, pantomime appearing here. And I remember last year when we had Ashley Banjo in Diversity coming out of the theatre and hearing this, 8-9-year-old child in front of me going, "I've just seen Ashley Banjo," and they didn't have to go to London. They saw it on a stage in Southampton, and that would be an inspiring experience for that individual as well. So that's what I think we're so fortunate in what we do. In that level of access that we can give people, and it's just life affirming as well, isn't it? You feel good when you watch a show.
And I think that Mayflower, you can tell me all more about this, but it feels like Mayflower actually has the doors open, and you go out there and you talk to people, you involve people. And I think when you have like the family days at Mayflower Studios, and you hold workshops as well. Tell me a bit more about those.
Yeah, absolutely. So our youth theatre now is delivered in the community. So we are actually physically taking that out into the community and working in schools. But to your point around bringing young people, I believe passionately that if you get young people engaged at a very early age in theatre, they will stay on that journey for life. And so the family fun days, for instance, in the studios are absolutely an opportunity for very young people to come in, to get engaged in workshops, to see a show, but actually the show isn't the most important thing, to do interactive activities. We've got Artful Scribe based there, so you might do some poetry writing as well. And in here, in the theatre, you get an opportunity to do backstage tours. So we do them depending on when the shows are, because of course the shows have to take the precedent, but you can get an opportunity to go underneath the stage, see the orchestra pit, you can get backstage, you see a dressing room, you can go up onto the flies, which is where all the sets and scenery are all brought in. So you get opportunities, that's the kind of community engagement stuff. We do open days here, where people get an opportunity to see the areas which they wouldn't normally see. And somebody said to me once, "Oh, you're going to break the mystique of theatre." No, it's not. It's actually making people feel more connected to what they see. Because you'll be amazed, if you've been on our stage, how small it is compared to what you actually think you're going to see. The wings, we call them, the side of the stage, are very small. You'd think of some of the set. We brought Pride Rock on from the side of the stage when we had Lion King. Phantom of the Opera, big chandelier swings down. Miss Saigon, a helicopter arrives on the stage. And actually, it's so restricted. So those opportunities to get people to see how the magic is created, I think, is really good. And it breaks down barriers to think. I think people. There are probably people that wouldn't come to the theatre. They just don't think it's part of what they do socially. And actually, the more you can give them opportunities to see that you're going to break down the mystique of what theatre and the behaviours in theatre as well. I often say, well, you have to get dressed up for the theatre. No, you don't. No, you don't at all. You just have to come yourself.
Yeah.
There are behaviours that you need to exhibit. Don't sing along, because that just really annoys the people that have bought tickets to see the show.
Yeah.
I remember taking
like the person on stage is probably going to be better at singing these than you.
100%, exactly right. I remember
I know that people have said that to me.
I remember taking my dad to see Michael Ball once, and he loved Michael Ball, and he was sitting about after the third number. I said, "Dad, stop, please, because people have not paid to hear you; they've paid to hear Michael Ball." So it is, but
it's not a gig.
But that's the point, isn't it? It's the fact that kind of emotional engagement that you have makes you feel like you want to sing along, and that you're as good as Michael Ball. Which clearly you're not.
There's almost like we need something at the beginning of a show to say, don't worry, you've got 10 minutes, we've got a mega mix at the end,
exactly
right? And you can sing your heart out at that point. But just hold on for a minute.
So we did a campaign a couple of years back which says, don't be the show, see the show.
Love that.
Which is absolutely true.
Spot on.
Behave yourself.
Spot
Do you know
on.
what I mean?
I mean, things like Rocky Horror, where there's a lot of audience participation, and you almost need to know what you're supposed to do before you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, there are behaviours.
I mean, look, everybody, I'm sure every theatre hates Rocky Horror for, now we've got to clear up bags of rice.
Yeah.
And newspapers and all sorts of stuff.
The worst one was Slava Snow Show. Did you ever saw Slava Snow Show? At the end of Slava Snow Show, which is a kind of Russian clown, there was a snowstorm, and it was kind of like, and it was small paper that went into the auditorium. And when we did the refurb in 2018, we had snow stood up on the top of the areas that clearly the cleaners couldn't get to those areas because they were right above the boxes. And we were cleaning snow off, which had probably been there for about 20 years. So it's a nightmare. But on a serious note, the one thing I find, going on a little bit of getting on my high horse about this, what I find incredible about people coming to the theatre, and I love people coming to the theatre, but take your rubbish away with you. What is it about people leaving their stuff on the floor?
I know, and I go mad about it as well.
At Christmas, we have to have a special team of all of our staff have to go and do the pickup after a matinee performance, because there is a sea of rubbish across the floor. And I go, you wouldn't do it in your own house. Why are you doing it in my theatre?
I know, it's
I
nuts.
take it really personally.
I know, but don't. And I've seen you out with your little litter picker, right? So,
Exactly
but yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
There are bins at the ends. Take it with you. Why does Mayflower matter so much right now?
I think it matters on a kind of on two levels. I think it matters on the kind of civic pride that I've talked about, around the fact that you've got this building in this city that means so much to people, and that kind of emotional attachment. You've got to remember that in the 80s, what was the Gaumont was saved from closure by 140,000 people signed a petition to save it from closing.
Okay.
So my goodness me, that building mattered.
Yeah.
And I think there are so many experiences that people have. I talk to people nowadays, and there are still a few people that remember it as the Empire, which it was originally. But a lot of people remember it as the Gaumont because it was their first gig they ever went to.
Yeah.
And it's that memories. So Mayflower matters because of the memories that it can elicit in you. And that's what I keep talking about with young people now. Making wonderful Mayflower memories is what we talk about quite a lot.
Yeah.
Magical Mayflower memories, those moments where you saw a show or you were in a show. Yeah. So I think on that level. And the second thing is that, and I mean this really clearly, I think, and I've talked about it before, we are living in a really challenging time. Right. So what matters for us, I think, or what we can do is that escapism that I talk about, that not having to worry about all the other things that are going on in your life, and actually having that kind of shared collective experience. And the amazing thing about theatre is that you will never see the same performance again. It's such unique. It's not like a film. You go and see a film, you'll watch that film. It's cut on celluloid. In theatre, each time each audience comes, they see a slightly different performance.
Yes.
And I think that's magical. I think it's really
And there's something about watching theatre or a show or a performance with other people that means you are a collective, you are a team, you're a community, you're watching it and you're having a slightly different experience. But I think you're right. I think certainly since 2020 we are looking for experiences.
Yeah.
It's not about I want to see that show, it's all right, I can watch it on the telly.
Yeah.
You're coming for the experience.
Yeah. I remember a show that I'd love to bring to Mayflower eventually is Harry Potter, The Cursed Child. Been in the West End. It's a fantastic show. I've seen it a couple of times. And I remember I grew up reading, Harry Potter to my daughter. So we went together as an experience, a joined experience. And I remember sitting there, and there's a moment in Harry Potter where there's a piece of information that's given to that audience about a character. And there was a collective gasp in the audience when you found out what happened. And that was a moment where I go, yes, because you got that whole audience were like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it 'cause I might ruin it. I'm not going to give you a spoiler alert.
No, don't.
But it was that collective response into it. And that's where you get moments. I remember, we talked about Warhorse before, but the moment when Joey appears on the stage and the audience just believe they're seeing a horse.
Yeah.
It's no longer a puppet any longer.
You cannot walk away from seeing Warhorse on stage and not believe that was a horse right there.
Yeah.
You soon put out of your mind that that's a puppet.
Yeah.
No, it really doesn't. And to have, a puppet that is the size of a stallion on stage, and just making you believe that is what's going on.
Yeah. So I think theatre, why it matters is because it's escapism.
Yeah.
It gives you that opportunity. And the thing about it as well is that, I'm a big football fan. And, Southampton are having a tough period of time. And you go and watch the Saints and...
Well, it's continuing.
Yeah, exactly right. And you might go and pay to go and watch your team and they get beat, and it's depressing.
Yeah.
You never pay for an experience in the theatre which isn't more than enlightening. It might be a depressing subject that you're watching, but you still get that kind of value for money because the quality of what we put on stage is phenomenal.
Absolutely it is. Can I ask a question? It feels like a lot of films and stories are being made into a musical. Why? And will it continue? And is there one that you think, well, that deserves to be made into a musical, or that one just shouldn't?
Yes, that's a great call. I think it will continue. There's no question at all. You look at,
They're just flying, aren't they?
Well,
musicals are just like this real buzz thing. And it's only been probably the last 10 years, right? Or do you think it was Mamma Mia that started it?
Well, I think, yes, possibly that was taking a kind of soundtrack and actually not doing a jukebox musical. It actually gave a narrative storyline using the music, which is slightly different. Buddy Holly's story's been there for years. But it was telling his life story, wasn't it? It's like we just had Here and Now, the Steps musical, and that was not about steps. It was, it was a narrative of basically.
Is it not when they worked in the supermarket?
Maybe people thought they did for a stage.
I knew I saw H on the checkout.
Exactly right. But I think, you look at it, we've got it in 27, we've got Back to the Future coming. Who would have thought that film would end up being a musical on stage?
Right.
But it did, and I think, look, they made it. They made a musical about the French student revolution. Les Miserables. Who would have guessed? Miss Saigon. Is about the Vietnam War. So I think nothing is off up for grabs. You could take anything. So I think over 55% of the programme at the main theatre here is musicals. Okay. It's our kind of bread and butter.
Yes.
It's the economic driver for this building. So
and
long may it continue.
and the economic driver is there because there is an appetite for it. Of course it is. And, there are, like you say, if you've got the Steps musical and then you've got Les Mis and then you've got Phantom of the Opera, actually, there's such an array there, isn't there?
Yeah. And you look at, Moulin Rouge, which we've got coming in, September. It's done phenomenal business already. We're sitting here and it's sold only 50% of its tickets already, so which is the demand is absolutely there. And there's some great, Devil Wears Prada. In the film in the West End, I'd love to bring Devil Wears Prada to Southampton.
Have you been to see it in the West End?
Yeah.
And is there somebody that you can then call and say, hello, can we have it, please?
Funny enough, I'm having lunch with them in 2 weeks' time. So absolutely, yes.
Oh, watch this space. Are there any other shows that you think, oh, I'd love to get them here?
Well, I'd love Harry Potter to come. If Harry Potter was to tour, I think, I literally would be knocking on the door of Sonia Freedman saying, let us take it to Southampton.
And that has been running for some years now, hasn't it?
10 years in the West End. And they're just about to change it into the American model is actually one whole entire piece. In London at the moment, you have to see 2 shows. They're changing that in London, which I think would be great. That's good news for a tour because if they do it in London on the one version, not the 2 nights, then I think that will make it tourable. So
So Harry Potter.
Harry Potter would be great. Devil Wears Prada would be great. Oliver, I love that Oliver production that's in the Guild at the moment. They opened at Chichester. I think that's fantastic. And Oliver's done several visits, but I think Oliver would be absolutely just be amazing. I saw Just for One Day, which is the Live Aid musical, which has just finished its run. That surely is going to come on tour.
Oh, that's the Live Aid one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, sorry.
And Hadestown. Hadestown is an amazing musical. Yeah. I saw it. I saw it on Broadway a couple of years back. It ran at the National Theatre. I didn't get a chance to see it then, so I had to go all the way to New York to go and see it. And it was stunning.
Darn it!
I know, it's tough.
And expensive.
It's a tough life. But yeah, that's a brilliant. I'd love to bring that to the theatre as well. So yeah, there's quite, and surely there's got to be a time for another Phantom tour. That's not toured for a period of time.
So somebody mentioned this to me fairly recently. They love Phantom, and they're like, "Come on, it's got to go again."
Yeah. Well, we did have it scheduled for 2020, and then of course, COVID got in the way.
I don't know what happened there,
exactly
but anyway, it didn't come.
Yeah. But ladies, Hamilton, Hamilton will come back round on its tour as well. So I think to your question around, the musicals, that's a perfect. We've got a musical rehearsing right at this moment in time in the theatre, as you can hear behind us. Musicals will always be our bread and butter.
It's so brilliant to have you here. Millie and Abby from Six. Can you just introduce yourself as the queens that you play, please?
Yes, I'm Millie and I play Catherine of Aragon and Anna of Cleves.
I'm Abby and I play Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard.
Oh, wow. I mean, look, how does it feel when you say that?
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know how we're here, to be honest.
Honestly.
We've dreamed of this show for so long. Yeah. And when we both, because I had the job first and then when I found out Abby got it, we just became best friends immediately. And we are now sisters for life. We are so obsessed with this job. We're so obsessed with our queens and we're obsessed with each other. So we're just having the best time.
Amazing. So if anybody hasn't seen Six, tell us about it. Talk us through it. What is it? Who's it about? All of that.
So Six the musical is the story of Henry VIII's 6 wives, but it's from their perspective, not his. So instead of history, it's herstory.
Yeah.
Iconic! It's a female retelling and it's just giving their perspectives and their sides of the story, taking Henry out the picture, busting out of their own portraits and rewriting it. So it's a totally feminist retelling of the story of the 6 wives.
And look, nobody really sort of knew the stories up until this came out. Like, I sort of knew divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. Yeah. But I didn't know the stories behind them. And how true are these stories?
All of the facts and the things that we give in the scenes and the songs are completely true. The only time we rewrite it a little bit is at the end. At the end, we give them different versions of how their lives would have gone if they'd had the choice and had the freedom to do so. But in their songs, in their monologues, it is all factually accurate of what happened in the times, and it gives you so much more backstory that you never knew about these queens.
Yeah. And it's, I suppose I've described it as the Tudors meets the Spice Girls, I suppose, because it's sort of girl band, and it's the songs are so poppy, aren't they?
Yes.
And it's just a whole one act, no interval. You guys are on stage and you're never off stage, are you?
It's a concert, so
It is a concert.
Only off to get your water get back on or a quick costume. That's all you do. The whole thing is like a pop concert with your microphones, your in-ears. It's a pure pop concert.
Yeah, and even your musicians as well.
Yes.
Like, they're so important, and there they are. They're all on stage. We can see them. Why do you think it's been such a success? Because Six has just gone stratospheric, hasn't it?
I think it's a mix between the history of Six. There's so many history buffs everywhere, including myself, A-level history. Love it. That people are like, well, I want to know more about these queens. And then obviously the huge rise in pop stars and people like Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift. You love a pop star, people are secretly a musical fan. You put them together, they're like, wait, this is brilliant. It's obviously gorgeous to look at. It's so cool. It's something no one's ever done before. And I think everyone just jumped on it and realised, wait, I want to be in this girl band as soon as possible.
Yes, I love that. What's your favourite bit then, Millie?
Of the show? Favourite bit of the show, I would say, is Ex-Wives, the opening number. When we open, we have a kabuki, this big curtain, and we come through and we do divorce. It's so powerful, so cool. The echo, you can hear it echoing around the theatre, and you're like, you guys don't know what's about to happen right now. That's my favourite. What about yours?
My favourite's probably remix.
Yes.
Which is sort of towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
And it's where we all claim our story.
Yes, we do.
And yeah, we're all singing together.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful moment.
It's really cool.
Love it.
I think the hairs stand up on the back of my neck when I hear that divorce.
Yes.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived.
When I first came to see it, I didn't know anything about Six, and it absolutely blew me away. And I think towards the end, during remix and then the final song, the sort of big finale, I had tears in my eyes. And it's just so powerful. It's so moving. It's all these stories, but all told through song. And do you feel a pressure to sort of carry those characters off?
Yeah,
definitely. When we did our rehearsal, we got like a big history lesson in all of the queens, and we learnt so much about them all. And then when you get to play that queen, the pressure that you feel to do them justice, because history hasn't done them justice. None of those women were done justice by history books. Our job now to give them what they deserve is so intense. Like you just know how powerful they are, how much they deserve, and how much you want to get their story across. That when you're on there, you're like, wait, I need to lock in. Like it's a big responsibility because they deserve so much more than they got given. So every single night we have that responsibility to give them what they should have had in the first place.
And what's your favourite bit of playing the characters that you do, Abby?
Just both of their numbers.
Okay. And which songs are they?
Don't Lose Your Head.
Oh yeah,
That's
we
just
adore
fun.
that.
Have a great time.
Yes.
And All You Want to Do, which is a long old number.
7 old minutes.
Is it?
7
and a half, I think.
7.5 minutes.
Long number, but the
biggest
journey
one.
that you go on through it, like I'm just so passionate about it. I love that song. Yeah.
And which is the biggest earworm for you? I think for me, definitely. It's Sorry Not Sorry.
Oh, it just once it's in forever.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah.
But also a lot of us do find us wanting ourselves going, no way.
Yeah.
No way. You just kind of going, no way.
You say no way a lot.
No
in
way,
real
because
life
we
as
say
well.
it a lot. Yeah, they actually be like, oh, no way. And they go, no way. So, no way you do a lot as well. Yeah.
What do you do to get into character? Do you have sort of specific prep? Like, is there a walk, a dance, a song? I don't know.
Well, Abby specifically.
I've got a little ritual.
Oh, yes.
Every time before I go on, I always have to sing the first 2 words that I sing. It's each character. So as Catherine Howard, she sings "I'm done," and I will literally be strutting around the dressing room going, "I'm done, I'm done."
Like 100 times.
I'm done.
She won't stop. She won't stop.
If you wonder what I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Literally. So Abby does that every time she's on. You'll always hear an "I'm done" in the distance.
Yeah.
Oh, Abby's ready. Abby's ready.
coming down.
Definitely. I think for me, I have playlists for both of my queens. So like the music that I think they would listen to if they were here today. So putting that playlist on while I'm getting ready really gets me in the headspace of the queen that I'm about to play, being like, I am that character.
So what would they be listening to if they
Well,
were around today?
Anna of Cleves, we all know she loves a little bit of Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
She loves a bit of Iggy Azalea. She loves Doja Cat. She loves all of these boss women that are also fantastic rappers. I think that's a complete Cleves album to me.
That's a Cleves album.
My kind of album. I love it.
This is a Spotify playlist
Spotify
waiting to
playlist. Anna of Cleves,
happen.
exactly.
Yeah.
Love it.
And if you could play any other Six queen, who would you go for?
Me personally, it would be Anne Boleyn over here. Anne Boleyn, don't lose your head. It's so iconic.
Yeah.
Like, and personally, I love a space bun in my real life. Like, I will do space buns in my own time. So I want that wig. I want to put that wig on. Give me those little spiky crowns, and I want to sing that cute little song. So Anne Boleyn for me, definitely.
For me, probably Catherine Parr.
Yeah.
Because she's just feminist.
Yeah.
Like, she's so powerful.
Yeah.
I love to play her. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, perfect. Now I've got to ask you about your mum. So you were
My
admiring the merch that I am
Yes.
wearing here,
Fantastic.
the crown that I've got on. Your mum's got this, hasn't she, Millie?
My mum has that crown, every badge, every t-shirt, the magnet, the mug, everything you can buy at that store, my mum has.
I finished the show and guess who I've bumped into? Hi! So here I am, just demonstrating the merch. Okay. I've got the crown. As always. Because I am Queen Mother of Aragon. Okay. The pins are superb. Obviously I've got Aragon and arrogant and Cleves, and I've got the t-shirt. Stunning merch. Brilliant night tonight. Highlight was being identified as Millie Redshaw's mother in the toilet.
Yeah, shout out to the mother and daughter who identified my mum as my mum, because she feels very famous
honestly,
now.
it was a career highlight for me.
My mum is the biggest Six fan that's ever lived, and since we saw the show, she took me on my 18th birthday. We went into a Pizza Express after, and she was like, "You've got to be in that show." I was like, "You know what, Mum? Okay." So now we're here, 6 years later, and my mum was the first person I told. She was crying her eyes out. We cannot believe we're here. She's seen the show at least 10 times with me in it. She's here every single time, and she always has all of her merch on. So my mum is the biggest fan, and she loves to tell everyone she's the Queen's mother. So if you see my mum, she's the Queen's mother.
And then another story that you've got for us is on your lanyard. You've got the little elephant.
Have a little elephant. So when we had our opening night in Aylesbury, we all got lots of different opening night gifts. Different flowers, good luck things, little traditions. And one of my family members actually sent me this little travel elephant, and it's a good luck charm when you go travelling that he will get you home safe at the end of the travels. So I keep him on my lanyard, and then when we finish the contract, I'll be like, good job. So get me safe.
So how long does the tour last for then?
Like a year and a half altogether. We opened in May, and then we finished at the end of July in Germany.
And how long do you get rehearsal-wise for that?
We were in rehearsal for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks,
I think so.
in London. So yeah, we were in rehearsal for that, and then we had a tech period, and then we opened in Aylesbury.
Oh, amazing. So you've had rehearsal at the beginning, then you go into the tour. Do you have to do sort of like more rehearsals as you go?
Absolutely.
Do you have to do a dress rehearsal sort of every new theatre that you get to?
So we do tech at every single theatre. So on a Tuesday, which is our opening day, we have like a 3-hour tech session where we wear t-shirts of the colours of our queens, and we have our little mic belt, and we have to run the lighting cues throughout the show. We run a few of the numbers, we do a sound check, and we redo on a different stage. So having the curtain in there, how wide the stage is, sometimes we're on a rake, so we have to adjust every week to a different venue, and then we have rehearsal every week. So we have a principal rehearsal and a swap rehearsal every week as well to keep on top of them.
And then so this always fascinates me. So what time do you have to be at the theatre for a show? Because sometimes you have 2 shows a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have 3 shows a day. Like, that's mad. Do you even see daylight on those
Honestly,
days?
the schedule is quite crazy. The latest will start normally is 2 o'clock, sometimes 4.
Okay.
And that's for a show at like sometimes 6, 8 o'clock. But we are normally in rehearsal most days, or having different things we're doing in the day. We're always in the building normally. Especially as Swalts, we're normally in the dressing room having a good time. So we're normally there.
So you have to be here. Your call time is like 2 hours beforehand.
That's warm-up. Yeah, warm-up is 2 hours before, but if you're on that day, you would get here an hour before then, because you need your makeup and your wig prep done by warm-up.
Okay.
If you're either of my queens, at least.
So that's 3 hours before the show. And then if you've got 2 shows, so you will be here 3 hours before, then you do the show, and then what? You've got the warm-up for the next show?
No, we have like maybe half an hour to an hour before we then get ready for the second show. Okay. So you just have like enough time to have like a quick snack, change your leotard, and then you get into your costume again and you do it again.
Amazing. Yeah, a quick run round the car park just to get some fresh air, right? How do you get a gig like being a queen in Six?
A lot of dreaming, a lot of manifesting, a lot of manifesting. Get your crystals out and ask the universe, because we've been manifesting it for a very long time. But yeah, no, we've been just auditioning for it. So auditions a few times a year, because obviously there's lots of productions of Six. And then there's normally quite a few rounds. I think especially because we're alternates, we had to do a lot of different queens, so they could decide which combo would be best. And then you have your dance rounds, your acting rounds, singing rounds. And then you just wait, and then your agent gives you the call, and then here you are.
There you are. And when that call comes for you, Abby, what's the reaction?
Oh, I cried.
She cried. It's on film, you can watch it.
My agent called me to his office, so I went into London, and he just was having the most normal chat with me, and I was like, what is this about? Why? He's just called me in for a catch-up. And then right at the end, he was like, do you want to be in Six, by the way? And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, yes.
That must be crazy. How long have you been and trained and done all of that stuff?
Yeah, I graduated last year or a year ago. So this is my first job. So I was shocked.
That's incredible. And the people that you were training with, are they just like over the moon for you? They come to see the show?
They've been so lovely and so supportive. I've got a few friends from drama school coming this week. The support is really nice.
Six is back at Mayflower Theatre for 2026.
Yes.
In October, end of October.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
It is Happy Halloween. Do you ever do any sort of themed things, or does that happen backstage?
Well, we were in Cardiff for Halloween this year, and we were dressed up to the nines. While that show was going on, I was Mrs. Lovett, she was the Queen of Hearts. It was all going on backstage. So yeah, we love to dress up for Halloween.
And this will be the 6th time that Six has been in Southampton.
Wow,
love
and
that.
it absolutely sells out within seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know any other show that is that
crazy.
popular.
Yeah.
How excited are you to be back in Southampton again?
It's going to be amazing when the show comes back in such a gorgeous theatre, such a fabulous show. We've had the best time playing here, so I cannot wait for the next Queens to take it over and have the best time next year. It's such a gorgeous theatre. And doing it on a ship, I kind of love it. Especially when I'm arrogant and I say I get shipped over from Spain. I'm like, wait, am I getting shipped over right now? Because I'm setting sail, you know what I mean? I love it. So no, we cannot wait for it to come back. It's going to be brilliant.
And, okay, one final question for you. If you could play another role, but not in Six, what are you going to be going for?
Oh my gosh, right. Abby, there's so many to choose from here. We love to talk about our dream roles.
We do.
We sing them all the time, we talk about them all the time. I think my dream role, not for right now, because I need to evolve a little bit more, but my ultimate dream role in life is to be Alfred Brown Wicked.
Oh.
Paint me green and fly me in the sky, you know what I mean? So Alfred Brown Wicked is my dream, but I think I need some more time to mature before I get there, but I'm ready to be green whenever anyone wants me.
Yeah,
So
love that.
Alfred Brown Wicked.
Maybe Heather Mack in Heathers.
Yes,
I'd love to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
like that
bad.
one?
Yeah. Or Hamilton. And get me Hamilton.
Yeah,
Hamilton's my dream show. I love Hamilton.
It's so good, isn't
Such
it?
a good show.
But it's another historical
Yes.
musical.
I love
history.
With that,
It's been flipped on its head.
with that modern twist.
Exactly.
Maybe this is it. Maybe
This
this
is
is
a
okay.
brilliant-
This is what you've got to think of,
Yeah.
producers, right? Is this go and
listen.
find something in history,
Yeah.
give it the pop concert
Yeah.
twist, and
Yeah.
we're totally there.
Exactly
right?
that.
People love it.
Nothing better. Yeah.
6 out of 6 for both of you.
Oh,
guys. Thank you
thanks.
so much. You are brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This podcast is presented by me, Zoe Hanson, the podcast lady, and produced by Owen Noon, Rebecca McKillop, and Kelly Clark from Mayflower.